Welcome, everyone, to the DUB Success Series, where we cultivate your belief system for success. I am your host, Y. Nelson Thomas, and I want to know, do you believe? Do you?
Do you believe? I want to know. Do you? Do you believe? 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 I want to know. Do ya?
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Do You Believe Success Series with me, your host, Y. Nelson Thomas, your lifestyle strategy partner. As always, I'm super excited to tune in, or to have you tune in with me here on my podcast. And those of you who have been listening to the previous episodes, you know that I am in the midst of a 100-day podcast challenge where I will be uploading a new episode every single day for 100 days in hopes that the compound consistency will allow me to manifest something great. Yes, super excited about that. Also, I have incorporated into the 100-day podcast challenge also the intimacy challenge, where I try to focus on a different aspect of developing intimacy within my own relationship in the hopes that I can inspire someone else to do the same as we all work to cultivate our relationships to maximize the potential and truly make them exactly what we want them to be. We hold that power. Now, yesterday we talked about love is impossible, and I wanted you to go back and look at some of the previous dares. If you're new to this podcast, and I want you to go back and listen to some of the other episodes, and if you've been following, I want you to go back and review all of the other dares that we have done thus far and evaluate those and give yourself a grade, because right now we're approaching number 20, which is the halfway mark. So I want you to evaluate where you are, how you are in the process, and trust me, it's a struggle for me as well, because when you're trying to do anything that you really working hard for, you really want to achieve, it's going to be hard work. It's not going to be easy. It's not just going to happen. You're going to have to put in the work to make it happen. Relationships are exactly the same. And it's important to realize the relationship equity that you have, because some relationships you really have to invest in order to get something out. You know, so it takes that focus, it takes that dedication, it takes that commitment to see it all the way through. So I want you to evaluate your relationship equity and do whatever it takes to continue to strive your relationship and take your relationship to the next level, because you deserve it. And so does your spouse, your relationship, or whoever it is that you share your intimate time with. You deserve to have the best from each other. Also, yesterday we talked about the law of the inner circle, where it says that leaders, the potential of a leader is determined by those closest to him. And I really thought about this yesterday, just evaluating some of my previous relationships and some of the people that I know that I've called friends over the years. And I really evaluated the value of our relationship. And I realized that some of these relationships, I really don't have a lot of relationship equity invested in these relationships. Some of them are old, outdated, people that I've outgrown, and just really don't have a lot in common with. I'm on a different plane right now. I'm super excited and motivated, and I want to do great things in my life. And I want to be surrounded by and inspired by people who are looking to do great things, not just people who are going through the motions and just homeboys and we just, only hang out and laugh. I'm looking for people that I can build with, people that can empower me and that I can empower, and we can build and grow together, which is a great segue into today's law, which is actually the law of empowerment. The law of empowerment states that only secure leaders give power away. Empowerment is, truthfully, you want to empower everybody around you. If you are a true leader, then you want to empower the people who are around you. Insecure leaders, they take power away. But secure leaders, they give power away. Give it away freely. And the more power you give away, then the more money you're going to attract, the more prosperity you're going to attract. And you have to remember that lonely leadership is a sad place to be. And you hear people that say it's lonely at the top. If it's lonely at the top, that's because you are not empowering the right people. You're not upgrading your relationship circle. You're not getting the most out of the relationships and the relationship equity that is around you. So if you are a leader and you are lonely at the top, then chances are you are not doing something right. So you want to make sure that you are empowering people, because what happened is a reciprocal process. You empower people, they empower you. And I was just thinking about it. I was talking to one of my fellow brothers from my hometown of Dublin, Georgia. He's in Atlanta now living, and we were talking today, and he was just really, and he probably doesn't even realize it, but he was really giving me just a lot of empowerment, even from the way that he acknowledged me, things like king, just words that are powerful words that symbolize something great. That life that he's spoken to me was motivation for me to go out and inspire and encourage someone else. So it's important that we as secure leaders empower each other, and don't be afraid to empower. Don't be afraid to give away, the power. The thing that you want to most, don't be afraid to give it away, because it states plain as day. If you are an insecure leader, then you are taking away power. And I understand that there are some people in some positions that may feel threatened or may feel secure because of their situation or their position, and they may not do what it takes to empower the people around them. And truthfully, the organization suffer. Just the relationships suffer. If you are not empowering people around you, then what are you doing? Because you're not being mutual. So it's not, you're not empowering them, or you are empowering them and it's just a mutual thing. If you are not empowering someone, then chances are you are taking away from their empowerment. So I want to encourage you to empower those around you. And I'm asking the question, what can you do? What can you do to empower the people around you? Because the more you empower the people around you, then the more the people around you are going to empower you. And before you know it, you'll have this reciprocal process or relationship. Whenever they see you and you see them, then you will be building each other up. Because I'm going to be honest, it doesn't matter how powerful you are. It doesn't matter how much money you are, how sane you are, how cute you may look. We all have down days regardless. That's life. The people, someone told me one day, what they call people who are happy all the time? And I said, nah, what? They said mentally ill, because life is going to have its fair share of ups and downs. And while it is, not always what happens to you, but how you deal with it, there are going to be some moments in this life where you're going to deal with some difficulties. You're going to be in pain. You're going to lose the people that you love. And to have a strong, solid network of people that you can lean on and people who empower you is going to be ultimately important, because it's never what happens, it's always how you deal with it. But in the midst, even knowing that, there's still going to be some times and there's still going to be some adversity. So I want to encourage you to empower other people, because when you need it most, those people will be there to empower you. So I want to ask you, what are you doing, or what can you do to empower someone else outside of yourself? What can you do? And regardless of what your situation is, I don't care how much money you have in your account or how much money you don't have. I don't care what's going on around you. And I'm going to be honest, I've had some unique adversities that have happened to me, and some things that I'm going through in this very moment that and it's just life. It's not anything to cry about. It's not anything to fold your tail about. It's just life things that happen. And it's very important to have a strong support system around you, because I don't care how motivated you are, how good you look, how much money you have. We all are going to have those days. We all are going to have those moments. That's why the law of the inner circle is so important. And also the law of empowerment is ultra important, because we want to nurture each other on our path to success. Because I'm going to be honest, nobody wins alone. Nobody wins alone. We have to win together, and we have to be in a position to empower each other to be great. So I want to ask you, what is it that you can do? What is it that you can do to empower someone else? And I want you to leave me a comment. And you can email me directly for anybody that has any questions, concerns, or just want to talk about suggest anything that they want us to cover on this podcast. motivation101@gmail.com. You can email me directly. I would love to hear from you. But I want to know exactly what is it that you can do to continue to empower other people and use that energy to propel you into being the person that God has created you to be. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I'm checking in. I got a book that I'm in the middle of writing right now, so I had to check in to make sure that I stay consistent with my podcast. Excuse all the background noise if you do hear any in the back. I have my pool running with the waterfall splashing over, and cars from the interstate, and all types of insects in the background. So if you hear that, I apologize for the distractions in the background. I hope that you were able to get the message and gain something valuable out of this particular podcast. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I will be right back here in less than 24 hours. Right now, we are 25% done with the 100-day podcast challenge, and I'm super excited and so grateful for anyone who takes the opportunity or takes the time to listen to what I have to say, because I know that your time is valuable. I know that you have a lot going on, and I truly do thank you, and God bless you. And on the way out, I got one quick question to ask you. Do you believe? Do you believe? You got to keep that faith, because I'm going to tell you, the invisible nature of your mind creates your physical reality. So you got to keep that faith. Don't ever stop believing. All right? Do you? Do you believe? Do you?
Do you believe? Do you believe? I want to know.